What's good, and welcome back to Invest and Trade with Jax. Hope everybody's doing well. We're going to go over Bitcoin. We had that relief bounce that we talked about in yesterday's video. We are seeing that continuation to the downside. We're sitting at 46,846. We're down about 1.13% on the day. We're sitting at a market cap of 880 billion. 24-hour volume is 35.91 billion. Guys, if you're new to crypto.com, sign up to the world's fastest crypto growing app, my favorite app for investing, and receive $25 in crypto. All right, guys. So we had our bearish divergence that we talked about in our last video. The price was falling. I talked about it in my ADA and XRP videos, and the RSI was rising. And I said we will most likely see a relief bounce and come up and test 48,761, this previous level of support, which is exactly what happened. We came up, we broke above it. We weren't able to back test it as support. You can see the bullish volume was very, very weak. And the bears stepped in once again with some strong volume and pushed the price right down to the level of support we dropped in here at 46,735. We did fall rather quickly. I got in a nice, beautiful little short trade. So that was awesome, but you guys probably don't really care. All right, guys, so we're currently holding 46,734. We might be creating a bit of a bear pennant here. We are quite low on the RSI, guys. We've had multiple bounces off this level on the RSI, so do keep that in mind if you're thinking about entering a trade, playing this bear pennant here. Just keep in mind of the RSI, because what you might see is you drop down and then you see that relief bounce. All right, guys. Now depending on where you want to draw out your flagpole, if you want to just go to up here, if you went all the way up here, it's quite lengthy. Would bring you all the way down to about, wow, that's insane. It would bring you down to 44K, which is the technical target of our rising wedge, and a very, very strong level of support. So depending on where you draw it, like you could also just draw your flagpole, because we had a little bit of consolidation right here, and that would bring you down to about 45,253, but we do have that technical target from our rising wedge, and I believe we're currently holding the support of the golden ratio. Swing low, swing high, guys, to give you guys your levels of support. Yeah, so we've come pretty close to the golden ratio, guys, which is, let me drop it in for you guys here, at about 46341. If we lose that level, then we will come back down to where we started. Very, very high likelihood of us coming down here to 44K. But do keep an eye on the RSI right now. I'm just going to take the fib out because it's a little bit distracting. I'm going to open this up so it's more visible. We could see a little bit of relief bounce, just as we did here, where we come up and we test 47,284 or even 48,042. But do keep an eye on this level of resistance if you do see a relief bounce here, as we are quite low on the RSI. So we're going to jump over into the, let's actually jump into the 4-hour time frame here. Hope you guys are well. Hope the pets are healthy, and hope you do something really exciting today. All right, guys, so we're here on the 4-hour time frame. You can see we've lost the EMAs. We've fallen underneath the 20. We've fallen underneath the 55, and we're coming close to having the bearish cross. So as long as we're underneath these EMAs, we keep hitting them as a resistance. Apologies for all these price targets. A little bit distracting here. We'll continue to see that sell off here. So we're going to pop over to the daily time frame. So you can see here on the daily, we have come down to the 20 EMA. So if we hold that support, if we hold a strong level of support, and the bulls step in, we see an increase in volume. We can see right here, the volume is quite low, guys. If we hold that level of support, that's when we can see that continuation. But we have been anticipating a larger correction in the market, and I think coming down to 44K would be healthy for us. We'll find support here on the 55 EMA. And if we look here on the weekly chart, we can see here on the weekly that 44K also lines up with the 20 EMA on the weekly. Of course, we're still a bit off. We could come all the way down to about 43,000 and then find support going into next week on the 20 EMA on the weekly. But we were overextended, guys. We were expecting a bit of a larger correction in the market here, and it looks like it's playing out right now. If we go back to the daily, we can see our bearish divergence is starting to play out. The price was rising, the RSI was falling, and we're starting to see that sell off. All right, guys. So your levels of support here, I'm just going to jump back into the hourly time frame. So if you do see us break down from this pattern, you can go short, good short trade opportunity, but I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a young guy from Canada. Just be mindful of the RSI, guys. So trade cautiously if you are, excuse me, excuse me, if you are going short. I have dropped in 45,691. See the support in this area. It was a previous neckline of a double top. I think that could act as a level of support where you might see a little bit of a bounce here. And then we have our breakdown target from our bear pennant, which brings you down to 44K, which is also the technical target of our rising wedge. All right, guys, so this is a crucial time for Bitcoin. Whether or not we're going to see the bulls step in here and push the price back up, or we're going to come down, we're going to lose the golden ratio and see that further correction. As of right now, the bears are in control. You can see the strength of the bears right now, and the bulls simply aren't stepping in with the volume. They're looking quite weak. So I think the bears do have the advantage right now, but we could see a little bit of relief bounce here to come up and test 47,284 and possibly 48,042. You can see here, we created that bearish divergence, and I said we're most likely going to see a bounce. We came up. We actually broke above the EMAs on the hourly. We came up and we tested that resistance. We broke through, but we weren't able to hold it. See that low volume, guys? That's a signal. Like if you went long here, if you played this falling wedge, it's a good signal to get out of the trade. There's low volume. It doesn't look like the bulls have the strength, and then the bears stepped in and pushed the price back down. All right, guys, so do keep an eye on this pattern here. If we break to the downside, your target's 44K. And then if we do see a bit of relief bounce here, your levels of resistance 47,284, 48,042. But what can happen is we come up and we hit one of these levels of resistance, and once again we roll over, and it's just a bit of a relief bounce. All right, guys, so make sure to sign up to Bybit, guys, to make money on the way up and on the way down. Get up to $1,600 in bonuses. My favorite platform for leverage trading. Follow me on social, check out the Discord. See you in the next video. All right, guys, much love, take care.